Hello everybody, it's Brett here, Lionheart84, and as I promised in the video I did earlier about pomelos, this is the one that I got in the box with the pomelo that I bought from Oscar Tintori in Italy. The variety is Chandler. Now this either fell off the plant or it was going to fall off the plant and they put it in the box for me to have a look at it and try it out, and probably to prove that they're producing fruit. So as I said earlier, I'm going to cut this open and have a little look at it for people who want to see inside a pomelo to see if it's at a ripe stage. Now normally when I'm opening pomelos, and I'm sure anybody from the Far East would tell me that I'm doing it completely wrong, what I normally do is cut across the top, and then I normally cut down the skin into 4/4 like this. Now one of the reasons I'm doing this, apart from that there's less risk of damaging the fruit, one of the reasons I'm doing this is I'm thinking later of perhaps for the first time ever I found a recipe for making candied citrus peel, which I thought would be really interesting to do. Now I've not done that before. Now I don't know how thick the actual flesh is on this one. Okay, so what I'm hoping to do is peel off these 4/4 reasonably intact. So the reason I bought Chandler is I believe, as you can see, that although it's a light green or yellow, it might go yellow when it gets ripe, I'm not sure, possibly in the pinky colour. I believe it is a pink fleshed. Does look as if it's a pink fleshed fruit. Now, I have no idea if this is edible because it might not be ripe, it might have simply fallen off the tree, but in any case it's worth having a look. And these quarters are coming off reasonably intact, so should be okay to cut. I think you cut some of the pith off and then you boil them a few times to remove the bitterness, and then you cook them in sugar for a while. So we'll be having an experimentation with that later, but that looks great. And then we'll just see if we can get into the actual fruit and have a look at one of the segments just to see if it looks like it's edible. These aren't the easiest things to eat if you've not had pomelos before, because you don't eat them quite like other citrus. I mean, or rather I should say they're much harder to get into, especially if they're not ripe. I'm going to cut through it to save time for the moment. This isn't the correct way to do it, but as we're on video and you don't want to be sitting around for absolutely ages. Right, so this is quite a lot of seeds in this fruit. I wasn't sure if it was a height. Some of them have a lot of seeds and some don't. So as you can see, there's a lot of seeds in this particular one. So it may well be that I might decide to plant a few of the seeds later just to see what happens. But there's a fair number in them. And normally when you're eating, it's definitely not ripe. I mean, I can tell from the difficulty of opening it, and it's got a bitterness to it. When these are ripe, these are quite sweet, but basically normally when they're ripe you simply separate the segments out, you peel the membrane off, and then you just eat and then you eat these grapefruit like segments. But when they're ripe they've got a surprising amount of sweetness to them. But the ones on this at the moment, this one tastes very grapefruity, very sort of sharp and bitter. But I had expected that, because I'm pretty sure that the fruit had fallen off the plant prematurely. Perhaps in the course of packing it fell off and they just decided to pop it in the box so it would have a fruit. But it's definitely not ripe, and it would definitely get much larger. When I eat the large pomelo that was in the video I did a little bit earlier, when I come to open that up, I will actually, because that will be a ripe one, I will film that so that people can see what that looks like inside and how it compares in seed numbers compared to this one. But potentially I think this will produce edible fruits, this plant, if I can keep it alive. But I just thought that anybody who hadn't seen this side of pomelo would be interested in having a look. But as you can see, there's a lot of seeds in here, so I may well plant a few in a pot, just leave them and see if they come up. So thank you for everybody who's watched. Much appreciated if you'd give me a thumbs up. Share the video with anyone you think might be interested. Obviously please subscribe to my channel, and if you click the bell you'll get notifications on future videos as they come out, including updates on progress of my citrus plants. So everybody enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll catch up with you in the next video. Brett out for now.